the win streak, it continues for Zipto. I'm now joined by their coach, Cobalt, after map 1. Now, I'm so happy to see you guys play Pearl. I used to remember how great SMG were on that map as well, and you guys like to experiment a lot with your comp. So what was the reason to go with this particular comp? And you happy also with performance?
So for this particular comp, we tried the traditional Viper comp. We realized that due to the nerfs and some changes, we kind of didn't like the pacing. We didn't really like Killjoy either. We eventually settled on this after some trial and error. I think it suits our style. Performance-wise, I believe we can do better. Like, I believe that some rounds, there were rounds that we threw. I mean, credit to FlyQuest, they did really well. They're definitely killing my poor duelist at the start. I think starting 0-5 is traumatizing for my duelist, but my players are resilient girls, so thankfully, yeah.
All right. Thank you very much for joining me, and good luck on map 2.
Well, that was Coach Colbat. He was a little pain for his players. I don't think he should feel that bad because of Neri and Alexi.
It's not a 13-0. We're not happy with it.
Is that your mentality?
That's my mentality.
Okay.
That's the Teddy Tactics way.
Greatest coach in the world with that one.
That's some pretty tough love in there. I think they definitely outperformed themselves. I think you guys were definitely talking up FlyQuest playstyle a little bit here, but I have to say, Zipto completely stepped it up and did that pure duelist core that they had and just brought it forward and, you know, had a lot of great opening kills.
Yeah, I mean, Neri and Alexi were dominating at the beginning of these rounds, and I think a part of it is a mistake from FlyQuest. They're playing into a double duelist, no Sentinel comp on defense, and in my opinion, I think they tried to go for a lot of these rounds where they're heavy brawling, sending 3-4 players into a main and kind of fighting fire with fire, and I didn't feel like that worked out very well. If you're giving this squad from APAC those brawls, they're always going to be winning out on them. I feel like they didn't do a good enough job exploiting the lack of a Sentinel.
Yeah, I mean, there was just a combination of those duo fights that Alexi and Neri were taking together at the start, because usually it was like Alexi taking that opening fight, and then there's a stun from the Neon coming out right behind it. So you're getting one kill, and then the next two players are stunned, and you're chasing and getting more and more. And even when they weren't running into the double duelists, they were going to the opposite side of the map, and Tara had, what, like 2 or 3 3Ks just holding sites on her own. It was just like, FlyQuest couldn't do anything to stop that.
They looked so comfortable. I haven't seen them look this comfortable, even in the grand finals just a couple weeks ago back in Pacific. Now, we do have our HyperX reflex moment. It has got to be a Neri and one of those beautiful kills with a pistol in hand.
And this is another one of those, I think, mistakes in the way that FlyQuest is playing, right? They're on an anti-eco, and they're trying to fight heavy into main. Obviously, their comp benefits from getting that orb control when they have that Astra utility, they have mollies to get into that space, but still, you're against an anti-eco, and you're facing off a team that plays with such high pace, which has such strong individuals, and they're just getting picked apart because of it.
I think there was a lot of these A-main fights that went poorly for FlyQuest on both sides of the map, whether it was on defense getting super active in that round there and falling down to the eco, or on their attacking side, Sonder was really trying to play aggressively to control the orbs to get the Phoenix ult, which is the power of going for that pick. We've seen Sonder do that in all the other maps that she's playing that agent, but all of a sudden when there's an Alexi there with an operator re-swinging into that line, you're sticking that orb, like that ended up looking pretty rough out there.
And this is the perfect map to start for Zipto. They won playing the Zipto way, just like they were back at home, right? Fighting together, individuals popping off, crazy confidence, screaming on the stage and popping off. Like, that's exactly what they could have hoped for to get going on another GCC run. And I think it's going to be really tough now for FlyQuest to bounce back after such a dominant map.
Yeah, that's exactly it. You could literally hear all of them. And we were talking about Alexi and that we could hear her through the walls. We could hear all the way from the arena screaming her, you know, doing her lungs.
There's like 5 soundproof walls between us and her, and we still heard her coming in.
Yeah, I mean, they reached deep down into that duelist core, and I loved seeing the double duelist comps. But, you know, we have to hear what Jovi has to say ahead of map 2.
I'm now standing by with Coach Jovi from FlyQuest ahead of map 2. Now, with Pearl, you know, just came back into the map pool. It feels like both teams were experimenting a little bit. Moving on to the next one where you guys should be more comfortable, what do you think you need to do differently to make sure we push to a map 3?
Yeah, it really came down to like the minor things of just making sure we're on the same page. And so it showed that, we were getting close, but we just weren't getting over that hurdle of being on the same page. So, we're comfortable with Sunset. We have a few tricks up our sleeves, and it's going to be some fun. So let's go to map 3.
I love that. Can't wait to see it. Good luck.
Ender, you were remarking when we were watching the game that this wasn't the playstyle that you expected from FlyQuest. What are you thinking as we,
Yeah,
prep for
I
map
think it was
2?
more like picking Pearl surprised me a little bit because I think Pearl is a much harder map to like play the way they want to, where it's like 4 or 5 players always brawling it out because there's so much wide open space, like especially taking towards A-Long, it's very hard. That said, Sunset absolutely does fit their play style. The way they have played this recently has been with a double sentry look with the deadlock coming into play, and when it's a much more tighter map, smaller spaces they can fight over, they don't have to do a lot of lurking or anything like this. They can play together, and that's really where they do shine.
But Jovi said he might have a little surprise on this map. So I think there is a chance we get a change up in their composition. And they do have a team that really lends itself to that. Sonder, a former duelist player, can flex onto almost any role. You have so many players who can kind of switch around and find their comfort.
You mean rate the switch up here? Are we seeing a Sonder Phoenix classic, or are we seeing a Dodo Nut Sage on Sunset? Because those are the two
Dodo
pocket
is a
picks.
Sage aficionado.
Yeah. And look, she lost the Sage map with Icebox going away. I don't know.
Can I just point a fun thing about Dodonut?
Please.
In APAC, we call her Donut, but I noticed you guys call her Dodo. It's she's actually
like the players in APAC like friends with her? Do they know?
Yeah, they are. Actually, Zipto are really good friends with her. They played together. In fact, Dodona was a coach on a Singaporean team, even though she's Thai. Played with Kohaibi. All of them have played together over in the SEA region in the early days before Game Changers. It was with Female Esports League, and then
You're bringing it all back to me because I had forgotten all this. But when Dodo came over to the US, it wasn't to play, but then comes out here, gets an opportunity on a GC team, and has basically been on a signed roster as one of the top 3 duelists in the region ever since then.
Yeah, she's been so good. I mean, look, she's playing on a team with Sonder, and Sonder's not the duelist.
It's crazy.
That's all the endorsement you need.
Yeah, it's great because you were talking about the SEA, the Asia firepower that Zipto has. A lot of them have that duelist background. They played against each other, but now, you know what? Maybe Fly can do the same back.
Yeah, we saw the duelist background with Alexi here, walking in the jet. Like, how long has it been since we've seen that?
Yeah, it's been a while since she was with Bren Victress, and Inari was on.
That's not a trick up your sleeve, FlyQuest. That's boring.
Yeah, they are kind of just going back to a pretty default comp and moving away from the tricks they had before.
And for my next magic trick, I will do the same thing everyone else is doing.
Is that so bad? This is a reliable comp for Sunset.
Yeah, I really like the breach, Shova. You're setting up around Dodos and Neon that we know is good. But on the other side, I mean, Zipto playing basically the variant that most EMEA teams play with that KO in the mix instead. Gets you some great cross-map info on the defensive side on those knives.
Yeah, I just want to see FlyQuest be way more effective at these early fights. They've got way more utility now to like force an Inari or duelist off of those early angles, and they're going to need to sort of play that way that they have been so strong at before. This is a team that is so effective with their execs.
All right, what we want to know is if we're going to get to map 3. Let's find out. We're going to send it back to your casters, Pansy and Potter.
Yeah, I think that's a question on a lot of our minds. Is map 3 a possibility? Split would be the map, but they have to get through Sunset first. Now, a 13-4 won't instill much confidence, but it's a brand new map, and composition-wise, they kind of bigged it up like they might have some surprises, but then they've gone for what seems like a very standard approach.
Yeah, standard as opposed to the deadlocks that they've definitely been running all year long, but I do like this for Fly. This is going to set up Dodo Nut for success. That stun lock coming out for Breach, that target stun in combo, in tandem with that Sova drone should give a lot of information. Great response here for Fly. All 4 members very grouped. The trade's coming in strong. And they are swarmed here, Lauren. They're not slowing down.
No, if anything, they're just picking up the pace. And they've taken everything they wanted, right? They've got that site control. Shirazi's still got a bit of information. That should know almost all players there, right? That's big info, but they're going for a swing again. FlyQuest, yeah. Looking to send a message, it looks like. Not going to have a similar, well, issue maybe, but again, FlyQuest did win both of the pistols initially in the first map, so I don't want to get ahead of myself. But for now, They're trying to right their wrongs, correct the issues of the first map. And Tara with a very difficult task. Good beginnings for FlyQuest, what they needed, and maybe enough to then take that next step.
Yeah, hopefully not another bait, as you mentioned, because this is definitely the third strong pistol start coming out here for Fly. I even like the hop, skip, jump coming out in that togetherness in that 4v1 to not even give ZipTo any sort of chance. And that's how Fly are going to have to close out all of their rounds coming out here. Do not leave any T uncrossed, any I undotted. They've got to be thorough, especially in this anti-eco. You can see all 5 members in Fly. They want to be grouped. They don't want to lose any weaponry. Got you. And they're picking the right site.
Yep. Good approach, much easier now. As Donut gets kind of the red carpet rolled out, clears backside, no resistance. And they're going to have to give away the game at some point. That they are going to be trying to go for this kind of flank here. Have to break the trip. Paranoia sent through. And looking to kind of take the space on the other side. So taking over towards the CT side of the map. Cameo going to be clear. This is nice from FlyQuest. Just kind of taking the tour. Just going around everything. And yeah, not going to fall for that. I think it was Theo who caught that one in the end. Yeah, really clean. Flawless round here. I like this, confident, assertive. It's exactly what they need now.
Yeah, and the map movement coming out, flipping it as that flank was coming through, was a beautiful response. A little bit early on the blind there, but I definitely get it coming out here for ZipTo, wanting to do as much damage as they could. This is a huge bonus round coming out for Fly. All 3 rounds now for Fly. They've been grouped. It doesn't look like they want to change anything up. Coming back towards this B main once again, they want to explode, and as I said, they want that drone to get that tag so that Sonder has that target stun ready, and Donut doesn't have to slow down.
Love the pace though. Donut just going to try and bring the fire forward. Cameo though going to find the space.
Wow.
And a beautiful back-to-back shot there. As Tara feels that maybe someone has slipped the net. Yeah, I think they've got a really good read on where Donut eventually went towards. Now they're looking at the lurk towards top mid, could have impact, sure, but there's still going to be a trip in the way. So Starbound going to be held back. Donut with a belting shot though. That Bulldog put to work. And now FlyQuest can maybe hit some adjustments here. They're going to get these players out of danger. They have time. It's still a minute. They could freeze a second. Take some room.
Oh yeah, you are satisfied if you're Fly right now. They understand that ZipTo have to re-clear mid, don't know whether this is going to be a pinch or whether all the enemies are going to be coming out here from B main. Alexi does have the crossfire for Shirazi, and that's a good jump spot.
Donut checked. Donut did see it, it looked like, but still the crossfire, the contact on the push through, and the swing from the back of the pillar. Shirazi keeps that together. But that got deadly, Potter. There were moments in that where it could have flipped either way.
For sure, and I think just that calm, it had to have been from Alexi, maybe from a dead teammate coming through to let Shirazi be first. That jump spot to let the enemies know, hey, I'm over here, look at me, moth to a flame. Getting that aggro towards herself really opened up the round for that crossfire to just stay strong. So beautiful fundamentals coming out here, but that Guardian to start, Cameo, man, that adjustment on the second kill was everything.
Yeah, that was real clean. 3-play stack over towards A here though, so this could actually be pretty dangerous. Neri going to be held back from maybe trying to springboard off the Paranoia, but still, Donut going to try and take as much as they can, clearing through, making sure no one's still in that corner.
Really nice utility coming out here for Fly. They should be able to read briefly that they won this exchange towards this A main, but they're okay just kind of walking away, now trying to give that misdirection towards that mid. They've inserted Donut now. It's up to her to repunish any sort of re-aggress here, but ZipTo regrouping towards that spawn, and they've got to guess. It's all a guessing game here. Where do we re-clear next? Do we want to go take our fight in mid, or do we think they're regrouping towards A main here?
They've pulled the 2 players at least passive, right? Like the site, I wouldn't say it's completely open, but it's far more available than it was. And indeed, Iniri is leaning away. Then you can see the clear towards mid from Alexi, but the site take is now going to be coming in. They kept the player towards elbow the entire time, so they know that that's somewhat safe here. Cameo getting closer though. Iniri getting closer. Spike is in though. Iniri, beautiful timing on the back of the dart coming through. Sonder and Donut both find kills. That was critical. Tara, Alexi, and Shirazi have to step in towards this. A very difficult situation, but some good trades here. A 2v3. Don't think it's done just yet. Alexi going to find Sonder. Now the 2v2 in play. Time going to be ticking here. They've got to make a move. Thea does well to find Tara. And now they've got to know where Alexi is. But what a shot. Now the 1v1, Starbound, last player, and last alive, Alexi! Beautifully handled and beautifully done. Defuse is there. How do they keep pulling off these retakes?
Lauren, I was ready the entire time to start complimenting FlyQuest's post plants. Finally, coming into map 2, things have stabilized. They were in prime position to make that one work, but the reaggress, the repositioning coming out here for Terra and Eve, Alexi, both the Sovas are just popping off to start this second map.
God damn, Alexi.
What a response.
I've got to say, I do like Alexi in this role as well.
Yeah, I like that she didn't even go near the spike. Did not think about tapping it, said, you know what, I know exactly where you are. Let me get my timing.
Confident play.
Let me wipe you out and then go
Whoa,
to the
whoa,
spike.
whoa, whoa, whoa. Speaking of confident play, and Eerie again, right off the rip. It's like a red flag to a ball. It just kept going. And Eerie.
Give it to her.
Go, just run it. Get in there. Find him. Starbound. Should be cowering in the corner, and Eerie toying with her food.
Oh,
Finally gets put to bed, but Zipto picking up where they left off in map 1. If this is the pace, if this is the confidence, FlyQuest are in trouble.
Oh no, and they're starting to have fun again, Lauren. We saw this on map 1.
Instant timeout. Instant timeout. FlyQuest coaches. They're like, no. We got to get a grip on this. Look at that, though.
Utility as well, the teamwork, but it's really just Neon at that point. It's all Aniri. that was a little bit mistimed there, but it's okay.
No, my heart breaks seeing that, man. Like, I don't feel much anymore, but that one hurt a little bit, production.
The hell, yeah. But as you say, Lauren, this timeout couldn't come at a more perfect time.
It has to happen.
It has to. I mean, they've got to be able to breathe, and they've got to remind each other that, hey, listen, 2 rounds ago, we had that post. We were able to get into the site. We worked Zipto, got the map control that we needed, and that post shoulda, woulda, coulda been ours. So I think if they just talk to each other about tightening that up, don't peek a little bit too early, really peek off me. I need to be dying for you to pong off of my ping. So some sort of comms like this and just stabilize themselves, because that post should have gone their way. And it should. And their openings are fantastic right now. You know, we even mentioned that towards that A halls when they inserted Dodo Nut, all of that utility worked beautifully. Zipto couldn't hold that ground at all. So maybe they just put the foot to the gas and go even more aggressive in their openings, or really just double down on that reset.
That's what they choose. Like, it truly is their pick, right? It's very, very difficult. Now we're gonna have a little bit of a different look as well from Zipto, though. Operators coming out, ult as well in hand for the Neon. This is gonna be a really tricky round. And do they switch something up because they know coming out this tactical timeout? Does maybe Zipto pull off something a little bit different? And it looks like this exploration through middle could be a problem. Aniri is right here.
Such a good angle with the fingers in her back pocket, ready to just control this market and punish anything. But this line, FlyQuest, they should know, Lauren. They should.
But it's very easy to get lost in the sauce, right? Like, get a little bit deeper into the round and suddenly that's not the forefront of your mind. But we wait and see. And there's caution being displayed here by FlyQuest, taking their time, trying to cross the T's, dot the I's, but they're walking back in. Oh my God, how the hell did they just hit that? Okay, floodgates are open. Do we then push? It looks like we do. Instantly gonna send in Dodo Nut at the front of this pack as well, trying to send them forward, but Alexi gonna play it forward. Opportunities are plenty, one found, but more bodies to be dropped. Shirazi holding the line so perfectly on the site. The paranoia comes in, and look at them struggling to close the gap. Shirazi is waiting on the teammates to come around, but it's all on Thea in a 1v1. 35 seconds. She has the ult. She's off ski. Get on out of there. Get the plant.
30 seconds
Look at her utility here, Lauren. She's got the blind, smoke, and TP. She's going to be able to reposition wherever she wants to. Reload down Q. No, giving away a little too much right there. Did not account for that quick rotate coming through here for Tara, but oh, that's unlucky. That was a little too easy for Tara to be able to close that one out.
Yeah, maybe, as you said, maybe the quick rotation just not quite thought about, or maybe think she had a couple more seconds. But you're right, had the paranoia, had the smoke, everything you'd love to be able to work with.
And she had plenty of bullets. Yeah. Unfortunate for her, but what a hold coming out here for Shirazi and Alexi down towards that.
Oh,
that was all started off of a pick coming out here for FlyQuest. Yep, 4 versus 5, and still Zipto are able to have a response. The anchors in Terra and Shirazi are just doing work right now for Zipto.
Yeah, Shirazi there looking kind of composed under so much of that pressure is so impressive. It's wild to see someone look that calm when there's that many players pouring in from CT. Speaking of calm and eerie, this time gonna find the player on the other side, but a quick mid piece. I like that, but already denied by Kamyu. Popping out the nade, forced away by the stun, and now looking to be punished. Donut let it go, flying down towards that A site, cracking it open. This, I don't want to say it, this should be the round, right? This should be the one. They got a nice post pump, but you're looking at the ults, though. I'm a bit nervous about that, and Eerie could still do some damage in this as well.
We'll see how Fly respond. Last time around, Sandra was a little too fast to the trigger. That ultimate should be the checkmate, and we've got an even reflank from Dodonut.
And Sonda trying to buy the time, though, which is pretty good. This is great. This plays in Dodonut even further. You see Eerie trying to take those steps forward, utilizing the ult to try and gap close towards Elbow, but already Zipto not having the way in, and this is the final punch, right? This may not even get... No, actually, opting to slide on it. Hold on. I didn't think that was necessary. And now I'm getting a little bit nervous. Luckily, Sonda's on the case. Gonna keep them alive. Surely this is the one that they break back in. Tara still doing damage. Time is ticking. Evie gotta run it. Wait! Oh my god. Oh my god. All good.
That was a little bit too close for comfort, Lauren. I cannot believe how bold she was to just stick the spike there and say, you know what, you're gonna miss. You're gonna miss. I dare you. I dare you to try to kill me.
FlyQuest are on the board. It's fine. They're back.
It took quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot for FlyQuest to be able to convert that one. But luckily, they were able to. And good news for Fly, they've broken the money. There we go. They've broken the money, Lauren, and they are on top of the ultimate economy game here.
And you know what? I'm down for this. If they keep exploiting that kind of like top mid, you know, pressuring through this, I like seeing this. I like seeing the map kind of like, you know, cut up in a new way. And again, it puts someone like Shirazi in a really uncomfortable spot. So now you can see this crunch. This is a really nice A take. Again, this is going to be against kind of a half buy here. After that Mastercard thrifty in the previous round, they're going to come back in with a broken purchase. So it's not as much of a big deal, but I still like the concept that FlyQuest ran then. Just kind of like, was it 2 or 3 through top mid, the rest kind of just through A main. It's worked out well. Now, I want to see him keep it clean though. There's still threat to this. Tara does have the Vandal, there's still Sheriff, there's a Bucky and a Neon. I mean, we've all been punished by it in the past, so Kamyu going to be moving forward, and now he's just down to 2. So this is looking to start to find a bit of stability here. Nice work from FlyQuest. 5 standing, flawless round. It's what they need.
Clean for sure. Now, that top mid take that you mentioned, Lauren, this is something that Zipto should be preparing for coming into this 9th round, because that is the 3rd time that they've done it. Dodonut has been having a field day up top with Saunders' utility. That fault line in that small choke point, it is deadly. So I think for Zipto, 2 different players have been caught out up there. They should be communicating to each other, hey, let's just stay off that common line and then respond. So interesting to see where Zipto are going to have their response, and their response is 2 players top mid coming into this round.
And now it's on FlyQuest to... Oh, wow! That was maybe mismanaged utility, it looked like, but just mangled in the end. Dodonut just cut to size. Starbound going to find Tara, trying to take a glimpse through middle. Maybe felt that's a little unnecessary, but still, this has opened up a chance here for the rotation. And it's a race towards the A site, essentially, at this point.
Great setup here for Shirazi, though. We've seen what kind of anchor she can be. Both trips towards her. And is completely aware of this. This shock dart should be huge.
Big info. No one's did any of that for a moment there. So gonna at least note 3 towards the site itself, and it looks like they want to try and take space, pushing up towards that CT side. Bit of a trade out 1-for-1, but space is the name of the game because all the other 3 players are coming through CT. Kamyu already gonna be stunned up. This is perfect in unison. FlyQuest line them up and knock them down. Finally, looking like the concise team we know they can be.
Yeah, and I love the way that Fly said, you know what? We should have won those posts, but let's just stick together and let's find our fights. They first went towards short A, triple man swung, got their pick, then finished it off in spawn. So I love the little hunting party that they've created for themselves in this post plant, really giving themselves the rounds that they needed in these posts.
Now this is where it flips in my head, where I want to see what Zipto can do as their answer, right? Because we were kind of putting a lot on FlyQuest to come up with solutions and new ideas and deal with the issues from map 1 that started to feel like they might have come back here. The question then puts towards Zipto. This isn't the round I'm looking at it because it's Sheriffs, right? It's bits and pieces. If they can do damage, great. If they want to try something out a little bit, cool. But I want to see what their plan is once we get into the meat of things when we're back towards those buys. But it looks like mid-pressure is the name of the, well, I'd say solution for FlyQuest.
Yeah, last round was the first time in this entire series that I saw Zipto have a little bit of miscalls, right? Terra kind of walking down mid on her lonesome without the help of her team that were towards market. That was a little funky. So I think if you're Zipto, you're okay with that last round. You're going to be satisfied if you're able to make this half-buy competitive and really secure the 6th on the board.
Straight in towards me, so I get a little nervous if anyone gets pinged through. That's why Alexi, the one to find the shot, but indeed the dart, just perfect. Just giving them the outline. Dodonut trying to hold the line, but the flash is good. It's not quite good enough, though. Doesn't dissuade Dodonut, who's going to go back in for more. Oh, no. We don't need to double, triple down. We don't need to run into them and give them kills. Sonder and Starbound now going to have to hold this down. Really keep this composed, because look, the spike's not even planted. They were doing that without the spike even being down.
30 seconds
Alexi
left.
slipped towards Pillar, you still have one towards CT. Tara's got the upgrade, and FlyQuest looking to maybe slip the net themselves.
Saunders
Straight up towards CT. Tara thinks about it, but can't get away from it. FlyQuest take the space back, but does Alexi find room to work? Because the time, they have to come to this site. Going for the safe plant on
10
CT.
seconds left.
Has a dart,
Spike
has the
planted.
shot dart, and has a chance.
Saunders' fault line is back online, and Starbound's able to slip out. Gonna be everything, but Sonder doesn't know that she's on the other side, but luckily Starbound is ready for it. That round got so dicey, Lauren. To start off with Alexi on that perfect timing with the dart, it looked like Zipto were gonna be able to just stop everything coming out from FlyQuest before it even started. So great push, great timing coming out here for Sonder, and it's that double up once again. Double pushing through that Boba stairs, not even worrying about the spike really. And able to stabilize. Feeling better, feeling hyped. The energy is coming back for the NA side.
Yeah, they've been, you know, cured of their ills at this point. As already starting to feel a bit more confident, but this is the answer back in. Keep in mind that was with Sheriffs before for Zipto, so it wasn't that kind of all in. And I like this. Iniri getting curious, going for a wander, going for a walk, and taking in the scenery. Seeing very little so far and not meeting much resistance.
Oh,
But that's a big cue. But look where the spike is again. It's going to be a curious one where they end up. Straight through.
Spike, they're not sold. Look at the two players in tile.
Yeah,
They
this
know
is-
it's a fake.
This is topsy-turvy. This has gone all sort of weirdness
Look at the
here.
spike, Lord.
Yeah,
What is
the
this
hell
round?
is going on here? I don't know if it was a miscall or if they meant to leave the spike on Dodonut. I don't really know. As it stands, they have the B site, which is wild for starters. Alexi, though, is now wandering back in on 30 HP and has potentially the freest kill of her life. It's the impactful one as well, but now noting Sonder is going to be tricky. Right, that's the one that's going to be harder to pin down. Shirazi finding Starbound eliminates all other threats, even just Sonder.
30
But a
seconds
threat
left.
to herself, truly. She can be an impactful player through and through. This would be one of those rounds, but with 20 seconds of very few options, she has to make a play, and it ain't going to be now. Shirazi's back, and Zipto got control there, but Christine, that round was weird.
Yeah, I don't know even how they got control. I want to say that maybe a little bit of overcooking, or maybe there was a miscomm, because Dodonut,
like it, right?
yeah, as the duelist with the spike solo in market,
Yep.
as they're faking B with the breach ult, no one's spacing with it. That was a little funky. That was a little bit weird. But the idea was there. I could see why they wanted
Concept,
to set
sure.
up Sonder to go through market, but she couldn't. She had the spike. She couldn't take that space and punish.
It had to have just been the wrong player had the spike, right?
Yeah,
It had to have been. Otherwise, you can kind of see the logic behind it, right?
Yeah.
That was quite a nice little fake, but really unfortunate that that's where they dropped the ball as well, because that would have been a lovely 11th round. In the bag, you're feeling confident, run a nice little set piece. Now we have Zipto popping the timeout as well. In towards the final round of this half. A bit of a curious one, maybe just because they want to try and round it out on a high note. They want to still have a timeout in the second half too, so maybe why not use it here if they feel there's something. But a couple of ults nearby as well, maybe that's the case. You do have Iniri very close by, Alexi as well, Camu. not too far off. So maybe something in mind, but on the other side, FlyQuest have plenty of ults. I'm surprised they haven't invested them a little bit sooner, maybe?
Yeah, that might be why Colbat felt the need to call this timeout. It could be that that last round was so funky that the comms and the confusion
got weird
between his players,
yeah.
and he was like, you know what, let's just stabilize here.
Yeah.
I really need my players to secure this 6th round. So we'll see. The ultimates that you mentioned are on the board. They definitely discussed that.
But I quite like this adjustment. If you look at the utility coming out from Shirazi as well, look at the Cypher utility that's been completely made to deal with that top mid split. That we highlighted a lot, that it's been used a couple of times now. They should have the idea of how to deal with that breach stun coming up. But I like that they're trying to tailor make it. Then you look over towards B main, taking that space, deep smoke there. This is all feeling like it maybe hit that rotate. The only issue would be Starbound, right? Starbound still lingering in middle, still holding the space, but eventually they're going to start swinging over towards A. So it's a full retake from the Zipto side.
Yeah, and I think FlyQuest, they just heard the sound cue coming out from the cam, and so they're easily identifying right here that they are playing retake. This should be the read to just get the spike down. And we'll see once again if FlyQuest go into that little hunting pack in this post, and if Zipto have an answer.
Let's see if they do. There's still the trip in the way, which is going to make it a little bit more tricky. Yeah, and that's actually going to cost Donut her life in this one. Now they springboard back in, and Eerie going to be leading the pack. Takes away Sunder. FlyQuest suddenly in trouble. Reveal on towards Elbow. Evie next in line, next to Fall, punished. And now Thea and Starbound, the last two alive suddenly. It's all gone wrong. It's all fallen to pieces. Diffuse is started. Starbound can try the best they can, but it's only going to be one kill. Diffuse is still there. And Zipto with a big adjustment at the end of this half.
Yeah, beautifully. Just anticipating that push that we talked about, and just that punish on Dodonut, not giving her any space, and they secure the 6th.
Much closer game at 6 apiece. This is what we wanted, competitive between these two sides.
One enemy remaining.
Just want a ball, making plays. Hit a crisscross, make a fall, win the game.
6-6 here, Zipto and FlyQuest, and we saw the resurgence from FlyQuest here, finally looking like they've got a bit of life in them yet. Zipto starting to answer back, seeing them pushed a little harder. This is a much better map between these two now.
So competitive so far in this first half. I'm just excited for this pistol. Every pistol has been a different flavor. It's really been FlyQuest owning. This should be... If it's FlyQuest owning on this pistol again, I fully believe in the third map.
Oh, really? You're on board from
fully
just that?
on board for the third map. Make me a believer, FlyQuest Red.
Okay. That's what it takes for you, is just like one good pistol, and you're like, I'm in. Fair play. But it has been looking like they got their pistol work sorted, right? Like FlyQuest have been absolutely spot on with them, so it would be good to see that continue here for themselves. But on the other side, Zipto have got stuck in once we got to the gun rounds, but a very close affair now at 6 apiece. Obviously, map 1 was a bit of a blur, but the mental reset has already happened. It feels like FlyQuest look brand new here, refreshed, ready to go, and we have to wait and see how this looks as we get in. Zipto now with their chance to show off on the attacking side and see how they look.
And with how fast-paced Zipto have been, this KO in this composition for Zipto, as opposed to the breach on the side of Fly, really changes those timings. The knife information that comes instantly will allow Iniri to really press the issue. So for FlyQuest, they've got to be considering when that knife is on the board, look out for it, stop it from just cutting out Starbound from the round completely. We'll see what kind of protocols they have, and this knife is going to catch her.
And I was really surprised because Starbound was playing pretty passive on CT. I thought they might stick towards it and then just kind of depend a little bit on Eevee, but no, they even came closer and got pinged by that. But still, plant's going to come down. Sight is going to be on Zipto's site, so they've got that planted. They've got everything they would have wanted. So a 5v5 post plant, but the HP is looking a little bit ropey for Zipto. Alexi down on 9, 40 for Camu, but they're playing as a pack. They're playing together. They're holding this one, but FlyQuest break back in. Dodo Nut with a belting shot to take down Tara, leaving Camu and Shirazi with a back to the wall sort of Valorant, and maybe they come out swinging. They're still alive. Sonda, 1 HP is all that she's got, as now Shirazi has to deal with them both, and the timing is still on her side. She's got the clock on her side, and she's still playing this out. They got off the spike, they didn't get it to half. They got a swing, hit the shot! Shirazi takes the both down with the Red Bull clutch.
The moves coming out for Shirazi. The left jiggle, the right jiggle.
Yep.
They could not land that shot. But my goodness, I can't believe none of the bullets coming out from Shirazi even hit. Both players from FlyQuest so low on their HPs, and once again, deja vu, that B post plant with the spams. It is something that we just cannot escape.
Damn, just straight away flaming that poor Riot dev who's tried to fix. Oh my.
We're asking the same question. We're asking the same question.
Very true. Okay. 7-6. I mean, it wasn't the prettiest pistol round. I think you can kind of like cut that up a little bit. You know, in the replays, we'll just kind of like cut down some of that just to the end bit. But still on the other side, we do have the Sheriff out for Dodo Nut. The rest, it's going to be classics. And then Bulldogs galore and a Guardian or two. So I'd like to see maybe FlyQuest do something together, try and make a play happen on these pistols. But Tara seems all too aware.
Looking to punish. Okay, that is a huge Sheriff kill. A nice punish.
Again.
But yeah, but
again.
Zipto, they're
Do it
just.
again.
I'm out of here.
Oh. Let me believe. Let me have hope.
Don't encourage chaotic behavior, Pansy.
Damn, I just got told off. That's crazy. I'm 34. Oh,
Wait a minute.
now you should encourage it. See what's happening. See how exciting that is. It's a 3v3. It shouldn't be. There's classic looks like it's got a kill.
No.
It's got a kill. It's actually got a yeah. This is what we wanted. An Eerie now.
What?
Oh, that was the ult as well. Oh, we summoned too much chaos. I put it back in the box.
And that was with the Bulldog lineup as, oh my god.
That was with the Neon ult coming out.
Yes, Dodo Nut just got it, procced it. Okay, well, to be fair, if you're Zipto, that is how it should go down.
Sure.
Is you should be winning this round, but man, if you're FlyQuest, especially with how that pistol went in that 2 versus 1, the fact that you aren't able to convert this after things went your way, that is a tilter for sure.
Damn. So close.
Valiant effort on that broken buy.
Yep.
But here it is. Full gun round, great tag for Alexi. They've now identified that the Cypher is back towards that B once again. Ooh. And Ev, she's just trying to find out whether this is going to be a B split. Trying to get the information on the board.
Eerie wants to punish this.
The blind landed.
The stun hindered the approach, so an Eerie dealt with. But eventually the trade comes through, so it was a 2v1 exchange at this point. You got to look at the space that they've been given. They are on the doorstep of this B site. Starbound has to deliver and does. Good pick up there, going to note the player towards the cage too. Plants in play, but the space taken back by Market. FlyQuest in control there.
Beautiful crunch, and Dodo Nut just pressing the issue, trying to back up Ev. Beautiful hold. I mean, it looked like they were gonna be under trouble, but the fact that they were able to wipe out 2 really bought enough time for Dodo Nut to apply that pressure towards that Market. And for Zipto, they needed to press the issue and take that back site a lot sooner as they're coming through that Market, because they already identified that the Cypher was going to be solo back site with the drone from the beginning of the round. So making a decision, pressing the issue back site before that pinch even happens in the post is the name of the game for Zipto, but a beautiful response coming out here for Fly.
Okay. Neon Bucky. I believe in it.
Standing ahead.
We're gonna see something.
Bucky time, Pansy.
I was getting nervous saying Bucky. too quickly, you know what I mean?
I think so.
Yeah. No need for clarification. Let's see it, Neri, and see if my worries are founded or if everything is fine and dandy. Thea, not going to be overly affected by the flash, just kind of high-low setup. Alexi, it's all good. It's all good. And Neri's gone, you know, the Bucky didn't run rampant. And surely you don't lose a 2v3 against Sheriff. You keep it clean, right? Your FlyQuest, you keep this clean. Shirazi, hello? There we go. All good. All good.
Yeah, Sandra's just having a lot of fun. Saying my armor's stronger than yours. Come get me.
Yeah.
Come at me.
There you go. 8-8. We got a close game.
Yeah, and that's a lot to be said for FlyQuest, to be able to stabilize. That pistol round was devastating. That is a tilter, and that's exactly where Thea is coming in as the IGL to just stabilize these things. And it's good to see that Sandra is still moving like we love to see her do in the server. Tilter's not affecting this team, and for ZipTo, they've slowed down a little bit as we've changed into the second half. And I mentioned this KO should change up the pace for them and allow Iniri to really press the issue, and this is that round. KO ultimate on the board. They know the Cypher has been leaning towards that B.
Wait, how did Sandra get that?
She got spammed.
Straight through smoke, I guess?
I think that was through the default box.
Yeah.
Spike planted.
That's pretty rough. Iniri looking to take back space and... Oh my god! I was going to say, A kill, make it three! There's no way you get that third, but Starbound still finding a pick back has brought this into the realms of reality. Iniri, Tara, and Shirazi. Now, Iniri is low after getting those 3 kills. Fair play, take a break, you know. Relax for a second, but I don't think you can. Thea and Starbound starting to take steps back towards the site. Clear out Iniri. Great little follow-up. The timing a little offset from the player up top of the box. Shirazi goes down, and Thea digs her heels in. FlyQuest starting to answer back here.
Huge round coming out here for the IGL, leading by example to make this comeback happen. And you even saw how she took a moment, took her breath, realized that her teammate was a few steps behind her, and that was what they were missing in map 1. Just recollecting themselves and sticking to their game plan. That is a beautiful clutch coming out here, and they heard the sound cues coming through for Shirazi the whole way through. She started towards that short A, and that was a beautiful post-plant clutch here for FlyQuest, and look how happy that's making Sandra. The energy is shifting in the second map here, Lauren.
It certainly is. And it starts begging the question, does ZipTo have that depth now? Do they have that capability to go back to the drawing board a bit, come up with a new idea, come up with a new plan of approach? Because as it stands, FlyQuest are now starting to really take that momentum. This is, again, another Sheriff round where, I mean, maybe if Iniri gets ult, you could see something, or maybe Alexi potentially. There is potential of it being more deadly, but by all rights, FlyQuest should convert here. Sonda one away from ult as well. That'd be lovely to have in the pocket coming into the next buy. You're kind of looking at, can ZipTo get any danger building? Is there any potential here for themselves?
Yeah, and I think that's exactly what they're going to show us. I mean, even last round in Neri with that spawn push and that triple kill, yeah, that is dangerous for sure. So ZipTo, they should still be feeling pretty good. This drone should give them the information that no one has actually pushed through A main, so they should still feel pretty good about this B hit. They know that the defenders don't have all the information on the board to make those pre-rotates happen, but a good peek coming out here for Donut.
Yeah, and a really good read as well, because they started to feel like they're going to peel away off the back of the outdrone, but no, they got that right read. Something made them second guess it for a moment, and they were right to come back towards the site. And we're good. 10 rounds.
Yeah, somebody's comms coming out through strong.
I don't know what it was. Something got them sticking on that side. They didn't want to hit that rotate, but still, this is 4 rounds. There's got to be a timeout here for ZipTo, I think, because those 4 rounds are starting to feel a little bit scary. Even though the scoreline is close, it kind of feels a little bit like map 1, I guess less when it comes to scoreline, but again, you keep it in mind, the pistol this half was run by ZipTo, so this scoreline wouldn't even be as close as it is if that was taken out of the equation. So you're looking at 4 on the trot. They've got some really big ults as well. You've got the Hunter's Fury there. You've got Neon's ult. You've got the Breach ult still one off. They got ults themselves, so they've got something surely in mind. Maybe a little pocket play being brought out here. Or is it just a general ethos change almost? What would you be thinking now?
I think this has to be a change of pace. Maybe going towards poking towards that top mid. Now, ZipTo, they're missing the breach, so they don't have the fault line like FlyQuest had to give Iniri that sort of comfort. But they got the dart, they still have the Sova, and they've got long pod flashes that KO can throw across the map. So I'd like to see Iniri going towards that mid, sniffing around a little bit, cutting noise, and then they just re-hit the site together once again. That 2 rounds ago for Zipto, once again, they were in that post. Iniri had a beautiful timing off the back of the KO's util in that post. Something like that would have been perfect. I think it was a little unlucky for Zipto to lose that post plant round. Yeah, so for Zipto, they should still be feeling good going into this next one.
Yeah, I don't think it feels, you know, unobtainable yet. I think Thea had a fantastic round for herself there. Those 2 kills on the way in, that made the difference. And seeing those tilt the way of FlyQuest feels like the difference from map 1 as well. A lot of those kind of very trickier scenarios were going Zipto's way constantly. Now, FlyQuest are back in. Let's see what we have here. Looking like a flash off the rip, and maybe just some real high-tempo mid-pressure. Straight towards door, trying to play Iniri in again. Looking to maybe find someone a little over-enthusiastic through market, but no one's playing into their games.
Yeah, quick flash start to open up. And you can see that FlyQuest, they've changed up their defenses here as well. They've sent Starbound over to the A site, and they are solo, completely on an island, trusting that that utility will slow it down and buy enough time for Dodonut to make that rotate and come across. Both Sovas trying to get that mid info, and this is good timing for the defenders. FlyQuest know that there's not a single body towards that mid. For Starbound, they don't have to worry about any sort of pinch. They only have to worry about what's in front of them.
I'm a little bit nervous for Starbound in case they get overrun here. That is my only issue, because they are on an island, right?
Sonder has fault line though. Cross map help with this fault line might come across, depending on what these trips show.
And the knife should be pretty spot on here. So again, already Hunter's Fury is what keeps them safe. Starbound gonna find Alexi too. And suddenly the damage is there, down to 3 players, and Iniri needs to fall back towards site, try to keep some control, invest the ult, 50 HP, hoping for the best, and, well, actually getting pretty damn good at it! Zipto fighting forward, getting the space they want, and they are evacuating the site.
They're just making it, booking it towards that B. Should be able to get this spike down, and Starbound and Dodo, they've got to book it too.
10 seconds left.
Deciding not to retrace their steps back in spawn. Dodo Nut wants to try to get this timing towards that B main. Not sure if Iniri's heard this or not. Oh, the reload sound cue.
When do they move from this? They've been made, obviously, a little paranoid about the market door being broken, right? But again, keep in mind, Iniri's seen nothing. At this point, seeing nothing, surely. The penny starts to drop here. Hello?
Wait.
What has just happened?
They didn't hear it at all.
None of it. No consideration. They mustn't have turned. I don't know what happened then.
Oh,
they seemed completely unaware of even the possibility of playing back in through main.
Yeah, and you know, we've seen this kind of round before where the timing with the flank was a little bit off, but sure, they did regroup in B main really quickly, but that was a little bit after that door got broken in mid, so maybe a little bit of nerves coming through here on stage, but FlyQuest, great conversion. Both players deciding to just group up, stay together, stay strong, and they are rewarded for it. Sheesh for sure, Thea. Great conversion, and that's another round where Zipto had that great push towards that short A, and Iniri with a beautiful opening to just disrupt that retake from starting from FlyQuest, but man, these 2v2s, they are getting scrappy, Lauren.
Yep, it is coming down to the wire in a lot of these. As much as it has been FlyQuest consecutively getting them, it's been close.
I'm out of here. Shortcut.
Zipto going for the right up the gut sort of approach here as well, straight up towards middle. Knife gonna go in, and away we go, but Iniri gets stunned up and slowed down. Dodo Nut sends it back towards spawn and into the next round, basically. They still try and carry on, but the paranoia is fantastic. Really finding that connection now. Thea wants to close. Down on the stuns as well. The back of the ult is Dodo Nut to collect, leaving Tara and Alexi trying to pick up the pieces, and they absolutely are. It's a 2v3, and it's certainly not done yet, but the spike is in such a bad position, and even Dodo Nut just mop up what remains.
That almost got dicey for a second. You saw Thea pulling out her smoke, wanted to place it behind her, and that timing that I believe it was Shirazi that got it towards that short could have made things real dicey, but man, that aggression coming out for Fly. I gotta say, it seemed like a little bit of a desperate move for Zipto to just press the issue towards that top mid. Iniri doesn't have enough util to just send it up their top mid. They've got to sniff a little bit, draw out a little bit of util, but unfortunately did not hit their shots either.
Trying to keep him focused. You could hear it just at the end of that replay there. Not out of the woods yet. You want to close out this map if FlyQuest.
Job's not done.
Correct. Alexi, though, the first one to step up here. Got Donut on the other side. That's a big amount of presence felt here. Paranoia is so good. Hold on. Does Thea go on this one? Donut certainly did. Yeah, Thea fancies a go at it as well. Some potential victims, but it's Aniri who took the damage, down to 51 HP, but the counter paranoia, nice. That should at least get them up towards the top side of A, allow them at least towards elbow. But a lot of utility just to get this space. Looks like a high flash and a dart and a smoke and away you go, but there's a lot of players on here. This is going to be hard to get in towards. The owl drone dealt with early. Shirazi trying to slip the net, and FlyQuest having absolutely none of it. Alexi coming alive, but only for so long, surely. Is it going to come down to an ace to keep themselves alive in this map? Alexi would have to go above and beyond for the side now. And Starbound on the other side. Alexi, is this map done? Or are you going to take us for another round here? Starbound, you're taking us to map 3. 55 HP. And they wait. And it's Starbound to strike. We are going to map 3. FlyQuest finally waking up here, Potter. That's a different looking team now.
Different indeed, and I love the way Starbound even clutched it out in this last round, just biding their time, knew they got the timing on that second ping with the Silver Dart, knew that they were going to get the space and get in Alexi's face. So beautiful stuff to see FlyQuest staying strong and staying confident until they got to 13 in map 2.
Yeah, speaking of map 2, it means we're going to map 3. We get to go the distance here. Big game, big players, and one that you don't want to miss.